Hey, what is going on, guys? Hex coming back in today with a brand new video, and as always, down title below will be the topic we're talking about today. So Garo, we are back with Garo Vanishing line, and just, anyone who wants to know, like, what did I think of episodes 6, 7, and 8? Probably the best moments of fall 2017 for me. Yeah, I think it's for 3 episodes in a row. That's like some of the most fun I had. I was just so immersed in what was going on with the whole road to El Dorado, loose characterization, the context given on the Dark Knight himself. The way they helped us just assess and understand through flashback or context per se. Was awesome for his character and for Luke's character especially. So I'm really hyped to see Luke come back in the fray. So other than that, let's just start off talking about this episode. So we've gotten back to like the episodic narrative, and what I mean by that is like Garo has shown it's a show that really likes to hop from a narrative to a narrative or a story to a story per se. Like there's been plenty of times where there's been one episode stories, right? Like it's just like, all right, here's a problem, let's solve it, done. Next problem, next episode. And we've gotten to the main storyline to the point where I'm so hyped for the main storyline. I know these episodic, narratives are fine. I know they're going to be okay because once we get back to that main storyline, shit's gonna be awesome. I'm so hyped to see that. I mean, they really stepped up the fight scene and the animation on the fight with the Dark Knight versus Golden Knight too, especially Sword versus Dark Knight. Like it was a long fight scene. It's like 5 minutes long, 6 minutes long. I really liked that. That was cool. It's usually like the last minute and a half of an anime episode for the fight scenes for most of the time, like this episode per se. But more importantly, having Gina back in the mix is really cool, and it seems as if Gina may actually like Sword, actually, because of course we had our little female character ask her, is there someone you like? And she's like, yeah, you're still too young, to talk about all those kind of things, basically, and you're still, still too young for me to tell you. And then she looks at the door where Sword is still preaching about how he loves boobs and how they created the world. His character's so goofy, dude, but like, what the hell? But she starts staring at the door afterwards, so that's cool. I have like this fantasy in my head to where like there's gonna be a badass scene and he's gonna save Gina last second, then they're gonna kiss or something, or she's gonna kiss him actually. And I don't know. That's just what I'm thinking. That's what I'm feeling. I don't know. Hopefully that comes to fruition. But actually, speaking of more, more about Gina here, we have gotten to see more and more of her abilities slowly but surely through these few episodes that I have missed out on. And of course, this one, she has a bow and arrow. She can do all these different kind of spells. She can make barriers. Like that's something that's Sword does not specialize in, like I guess magic stuff like that. He's more, if you had a party in like an RPG game, of course, Sword is the warrior, right? He's the one that's up front. Gina's kind of like that mage. So that's kind of cool. It's cool seeing all this kind of stuff going on and seeing her abilities also. But we also did get some world building in this episode too, and that's something that I really did enjoy to see. The farther west we go, we see the less money, the less power the government has. Actually, as a matter of fact, the government has basically said, hey, these towns and cities aren't even here anymore. So that's kind of cool world building. It's weird, the El Dorado is supposed to be this place with gold and stuff like this, but yet you have to get through all this. You have to, I guess, like the Forsaken Land, kind of like Black Clover puts it. There's nothing but just wasteland, broken down towns, no jobs, just shit living per se. If you wanna be someone that makes a crap ton of money, and it's just. Yeah, it's just kind of, really? So that's kind of cool to see. I'm glad we did get that insight. But I do gotta say, this whole, like, I guess these past few episodes have truly felt like an adventure. We got B-roll in the past few episodes, and it felt like an adventure to me. I feel as if we are going on an adventure. We're traveling to El Dorado, and it's actually making it feel like the journey is long. It's supposed to be 3 to 5 days, and it's feeling like that because this is actually the 3rd day, and it's cool to see that. Because the whole thing with like adventures is, for me, like Fairy Tail does a good job of that. I felt as if Tales of Asteria did a good job of that also. I love the adventure aspect of all this kind of stuff because it's just like you get immersed in the journey. You know what I mean? It's not about how you get there sometimes. It's just about the fact that you travel to get there. It's the traveling, you know what I mean? It's just a journey in and of itself, not necessarily the obstacles, which is fighting horrors in this case. So it's really cool to see. I really did like that. And Gina Gina fills out the main cast. She makes it feel as if like you know, with just Sophie and Sword, it feels as if we're missing something, right? It truly feels as if we are missing something, and that's the missing piece. It just feels like Gina comes in, she fills that hole that we've needed to see. And it's kind of like I just feel like mother, father, then daughter Sophie. That'd be cool if they did actually end up like that. That'd be really cool, actually. It just kind of feels like that to me. It's just really cool to see. I'd love to know your guys' thoughts down in the comments below. See you guys next time. Peace. Thanks for watching, guys.